bookstore. We really love Sandmeyer's and appreciate them sponsoring us this evening. Let me put on my glasses and just read a few little notes about the creation or the what shall I say?
Get to the you'd like to thank your husband part.
I felt like that you all know I've been working on this book forever, but I don't know if you know why I've been working on this book forever. So let me just say a few words. Many of you have the close personal connection with the Superconducting Super Collider episode in American and International High Energy Physics. But my own involvement began in 1983, so what is that, 32 years ago, when we first heard of the SSC, and then when we moved to Fermilab from Los Alamos in that fall of 1983. This was when I began to work as the archivist with Lillian Hodison in the Fermilab History and Archives project. And this, of course, led to our eventual writing of Tunnel Visions, the rise and fall of the superconducting super collider. To me, this book has always been a tale of two labs. I had heard about the SSC project that summer of 1983 when, and I think that I'm remembering this right, the family was at a physics workshop in Aspen, Colorado, and everyone had been told at the workshop to watch ABC News for the late night show, Nightline, one evening. And so we thought, well, what's this about? Okay. Well, Leon Letterman was going to be talking to Ted Koppel about the superconducting super collider. So how often is a physics laboratory the subject of a late night talk show news program? Well, in 1983, the Wojcicki subpanel had given its recommendations to the High Energy Physics Advisory Panel, and the Department of Energy was mulling these recommendations over. Everyone in Aspen in the Physics Center watched, and we were all very excited, especially because, well, I was excited because Leon had just hired Rocky to come and start the new astrophysics group with Mike Turner at Fermilab. An older physicist one day, Frank Kolb, passed by the history room one day and suggested that I begin to collect the history and developments of this new scientific facility. He said it would be repeating what had happened with the creation of Fermilab, because Frank had lived through that era. This was very interesting to me, and I was eager to work in the Fermilab archives and understand this new world we had just moved to. I enjoyed meeting and speaking with physicists about the history of both labs, and first of all, I wrote a chronology of all the meetings, decisions, and planning that were going on for the SSC. And I learned in this process that there was much, much more to creating a physics lab than just doing physics. In 1985, Rocky and I went to the first users meeting, which was held out in Berkeley, the initial planning area for the superconducting super collider. And Breen Donaldson, who had worked at Fermilab and moved out to Berkeley to help with the SSC, introduced me to their director, Maury Tigner. So I saw the early Central Design Group workspace, and as I collected more historical documents in the archives about the SSC,